Coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's tutorial. Now you're going to go through some examples on Linework, and we have 6 examples for us. So I'm going to divide them into each video and I'll work on one during each video so that the video wouldn't be too long for you. Alright, so let's begin. So we are starting with the first one, which is this one. Alright, so this is a fence and a wall, right? And the dimensions have been given 8, 16, 16, 4, 8, 8, and it continues. Alright, so we begin by first drawing a horizontal line and a vertical line. Right, so I think yeah, so that's my horizontal line, and also draw my vertical line also here. Right, now let's start with the dimensions. So we have 8, 16, 16, and 4. So now let's measure that. So the first one is 8. So 8 is here. Next one is 16. 16 is here. This one is another 16. 16 is here. Next one is 4. 4 is also here. Next one is 8. 8 is here. Next one is another 8. 8 is here. Another 8 again. Right. The 8 I'm talking about is from here, from this side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the 8. So we have how many so far? 1, 2, 3. So let's keep on marking. So this will give us 4. This will give us 5. 6, 7, 8, and finally 9. Then we have another 4 again. Then 16, 16, and 8. So 16, 16, and another 8. 8 here. Alright. I'm going to taking it out a bit so you can see the markings well. This exercise is mainly to test your line work and how you can identify the various types of lines. Right, so we have our points now. So now you're going to draw vertical lines to the top. Now let's start. From each of these points, vertical lines to the top. But mind you, all the lines you are drawing now are all continuous thin lines. They are all continuous thin lines. Right, so we have these ones. Alright, so let's come back to the book. Now we have divisions of 8 on the vertical side. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 divisions. So I'm going to measure out the 16 divisions over here. So let's start. Alright, so the whole length will be 128. So let's mark it out. So 128 is somewhere here. We're going to divide this into divisions of 8. Choose one. Finally, 8. Alright, so we have our divisions now. We are going to draw horizontal lines across from each of them points. So here's this one. Finally, this one. Alright, so we have an idea of the main outline now. So we have this part, we have this part, and we have this part too. Right, now what's left is the top part here and here. Now from here, the book is telling us that this surface is 4 millimeters away from the total surface of this one, right? And this one, the total is 16 plus 16, 32 plus 8, 40, right? So the midpoint will be 20. So if you pick the midpoint to be somewhere here, from here to here is 20, here to here is 20. Now they are saying this one is a distance of 4 millimeters away. So we're going to measure 24, 24, and we have this one, right? So now let's come to our main drawing and measure out 20 to get the midpoint. Once you have the midpoint, so here's our midpoint 20. Here's our midpoint 20. So what we need to do is to measure out 4 on each side, and we have that surface. So 4 on each side. So 4 here, and also 4 here. Let's go inside with this. Right. Let's do the same thing too for this side too. Alright, so for this side, you need to measure out the midpoint, which is 20. Then measure 4 on both sides. So 4 has already been measured on this side. So you draw the 4 for this side. Then measure out 24 on this side. You have 24 on this side. Now the height has been given to us as 8. So you need to measure 8 as the height. So let's measure. This is 9. So 8 is somewhere here. 8 is somewhere here. So once you mark the place, you can use a T-square to just draw a horizontal line that will affect both sides. So we can finish off with this part, since we know this part is complete. And this part also. So we are done with this. Now we are moving on. Now the next one is at a distance of 8 millimeters away from this one, right? So you need to measure 8 millimeters away from here, 8 millimeters away from here, and you draw a vertical line having a dimension of 4 millimeters. So let's measure 8 from both sides. So we have 8 to be here, and 8 to be here. And let's come to this side. 8 is here. Eight is also here. So you're going to draw a vertical line. And we know when drawing vertical lines, we use the T-square and the C-square. So from the 8, you draw a vertical line to the top. Vertical line to the top. Same thing here. Vertical line to the top. Vertical line to the top. Now the height has been given to us as 4. So let's measure out the 4 on it. So 4 is here. So that's 4. We're going to draw a horizontal line through. This is where the 4 ends. So 4. And that's 4. So I'm going to take in that one too. Alright, so the next one we have is the arc on top here, having a dimension of having a radius of 12 millimeters. So let's quickly draw that one too. Alright, so since we have already measured the midpoint of this, and I found it to be these 2 points, we can extend the line, or you can use our t-square and our c-square and extend it and mark. So I'll just follow this line and mark here. I'm going to do the same thing for here, following and mark. Now I have my center point for the circle. My circle has a radius of 12. So I'll pick my compass, get the dimension for 12. I'm going to stand here and draw an arc. Same thing to here. Focus it. I think this created a double line. Let me just do it again. The lines I'm cleaning are just extra lines that we wouldn't need. I'm going to draw the circle again. I think the first time wasn't so clear. The circle for this, then another circle for this point. Alright, so we are done with the top part, left with the grid inside. Now since you already have an outline, you just have to know which places to dip in. Alright, so let's start. So we have this side to be deep. This side is deep. Now the lines I'm drawing now are now continuous thick lines. So I just need to draw. Let me also draw this one too. The reason I'm not using the t-square and the c-square is that I already have the outline there, so I'm just tracing it. So Right, so we are done with the divisions. It's left with the grid. Now it begins from here, 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 here. So we have each line going alternatively from here. Then we have line 2 going alternatively from here. Right. Alright, so now we are done with this part. But I realize for the second one, distance between is 16. So we need to measure 16 from here and draw a continuous thin line. Then from here to here is also 8. Then we measure 8 and draw a continuous thick line. So a continuous thin line upwards. So let's do that right now. So 16 is there, and 8 is also here. Alright, so let's start with the divisions. Now with this one, since you are now drawing the line afresh, you need to draw it with the t square and the c square. So I'm going to place my t square on this line, then I'll draw it alternatively. Next, I'll move on to the next one and also draw it alternatively. Alright, so let's move on to this side too and do the same thing. Right, so we are going to just underline the alternative ones. Right, the next I'm going to measure 8 from this side and 16 from the other side. So 8 from this side and 16 from this side. Then I'm going to use a t square and a c square to finish off with it. So with this one, you're going to use the alternative ones. Then same thing too for here. Right, so we have finished with this side. Alright, so let's take in this down part. We are gradually coming to an end. Alright, so now we are moving on to the fence that's in between the wall. Now since we already have the outline, we just have to thicken it for it to be visible. So we have this 1 2 3 4 5. So starting from here we have to thicken 5. So we have 1 2 3 4 and 5. And the height goes up to this side, right? So it ends here, then it curves inside. So counting from the top, we have 1 2 3. So the third brick. So coming to our drawing, 1 2 3, the third brick. So this is where the height is supposed to end. So let's draw that one too quickly. Since I already have the outline, I just have to trace it through. Right. So we are at this point. Now the top here is 16, which coincides with this line, right? Because this is 8, this is another 8, so 16. Now we know the length of each to be 8, so the midpoint to be 4. We're going to mark 4 on each of them to get a midpoint. So we have 4 here, we have 4 here, and 4 here, and 4 here, and another 4 here. So we are going to join them to form that arrow shape. Alright, so we have this to be the fence. So now what's left? We have this line that's running through. Now it has a thickness of 4 from here, and it starts from the third brick, from here. So 1 2, okay, actually the second one. So 1 2, they measure 4. So we have 1 2, we measure 4. So you have the 4 here. Now it's going to run through to the last one. the same thing too applies at the top. You have this one coinciding with the 1, 2, 3, 4. You measure 4. So from here 1, 2, 3, 4. You measure 4 here. So that's my 4. Then same thing. Just draw a line. We want the next one. Alright, so for the line over here, count 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth brick is divided into 2 here and here. Let's come to our drawing. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one is divided into 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth one divided into 2. So that is what will run through to this side and to this side. So you have this sticking to the end. And this also sticking to the end. Alright, so finally the last thing we have to draw is the bar that goes across. Right. If you look at it carefully, it starts from this point. So from the brick we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one. So it's supposed to start here. One line is supposed to go through here. So this line runs through to here and coincides with this brick also. So from the bottom we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom one and it ends here. So we have this first line. Going through. Right. Now we know the distance in between is 4. Right, so we just have to measure 4 downwards to get the next point. So from here, we're going to measure out 4. So 4 is somewhere here. From here to 4. 4 is also somewhere here. They will just join. And I think we are done. Yeah, so that's it for the first one. You have to leave the other lines there because it's going to show that you actually drew it and you didn't just forge it. Yeah, so that's it. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.